Okay, what do we have
so that
next?
leads us to the raw milk.
All right,
That's
stuff. What am I looking at? It's not in the fan art section, so it must be in the gross zone.
Well, it's
God
stuff.
fucking damn it! What the
Send it to me on WhatsApp.
fucking hell?
Send it to me on WhatsApp.
Give me okay.
I assume this is something that cannot be shown on stream.
It cannot. It cannot. So, for context, have you seen that apparently there are different versions of my character now thanks to the Suris mishap from when we had our stream ages ago?
Yeah.
God damn it, you're making me save this shit to my phone?
Yes. Well, no, you could use your computer if you really wanted to.
I don't have WhatsApp on my computer.
That sounds like a skill issue.
After we reinstalled everything, I haven't put WhatsApp on there. But there you go.
Same reason I don't have Discord.
I guess we have canonical breast sizes now for all of them, I guess.
I mean, that's one way to say that you've got your head up your own ass.
God, I have to delete that from my phone. That is...
So, yeah, chat, I can't show this to you for obvious reasons, but it's various versions of Suris in a human centipede-like circle, except instead of the mouth just being attached to the butthole, it's the entire head is up the butthole, and it makes an entire circle. So it's an Ouroboros of Suris with his head up his own ass, and it is glorious.
I want less of this. I want less of whatever the fuck this is.
Fenix says, Suris, just add VR to your Discord.
He is in my Discord.
I just don't have Discord. For the same reason that Suris doesn't have WhatsApp. I reformatted my computer, never got around to installing it.
I got tired of OBS crashing when I was trying to make magic videos, but not when I was streaming. It was weird.
That's not a centipede, then. No, you're right. I don't even check my own Discord. So, yeah. Anyway, back to the bad news. So the Florida Department of Health has identified Keeley Farms Dairy as the source of raw milk that has sickened 21 people with E. coli or Campylobacter since January.
Wait, Kiwi Farms Dairy?
Keeley Farms
Keeley,
Dairy.
okay. I was about to say, I knew Kiwi Farms was going to get everybody fucking sick.
Yeah. Really. So, fun fact, E. coli is the bacteria that shows up at the beaches in my area because of the rich people flushing their toilets into the river, or into the lake. E. coli is a bacteria that is very strongly associated with too much shit in the stuff. So people are getting E. coli from these cows. Like, just raw milk is the equivalent of... Have you ever been to a dairy farm, Suris?
Years ago when I was a kid, but I don't remember anything.
I have somewhat recently, within the last few years, and it was a fancy dairy farm with robots cleaning up after the cows, and like all these automated systems where like the cows would walk into a little compartment that had an automated milking thing that like it would attach the things to its udder
Please
automatically.
Don't say automated milking with this fucking audience. God fucking damn it.
You know what to do, stuff.
No, none of that. God,
yeah, but like everything was automated. There's robots everywhere cleaning up after them, and it was still disgusting and gross there because it's a fucking farm. And like, like raw milk is the equivalent of going to one of these disgusting farms and sticking your mouth directly on the cow teat to suck the milk out. No. I would not do that. That is disgusting.
That's why you pasteurize it.
That's why you pasteurize it. You sterilize that shit because I don't want cow shit bacteria in my mouth. We got Stoff all excited talking about cow teats.
Automated milking Clippy, Suris. You already got Clippy with boobs. You already got that.
Yeah, but there's nothing coming out of the boobs. That will soon change.
That's because Axo drew it, but I don't know how far down the NSFW route Axo plans on going. We'll see how that develops, I guess.
Hasn't Axo done NSFW stuff?
I don't remember.
I thought Axo did me on the countdown poll for New Year's. Or was that stuff?
I just assume that all gross things come from stuff.
It's either AXO or stuff. I've seen a lot of fan art from AXO. I feel like there's been some NSFW stuff, but I also forget who did what. Like the glass that I'm drinking my wine out of was it's an expensive crystal brandy snifter that was sent to me by someone back when I was
okay, so that was stuff.
Okay, that was stuff. Yeah, that was one of the ones that was on my desktop the time when I flashed my desktop. And then it was like, oh, yeah, no, there's nothing too bad on there, but can't put this section on YouTube because there's naked stuff if you look closely enough. Yeah, no, somebody sent me this lovely, expensive brandy snifter. It's Irish crystal. I think it's Waterford. I forget which. There's Waterford and Waxford. They both have crystal factories, and it's world-renowned, and it's great. But I stopped drinking scotch because it gives me headaches. And so now I'm like, I don't want to waste the lovely gift that somebody got me, so now I drink wine out of it. And I forget why I was talking about that. The NSFW AXO has done was Suris standing on an office chair.
Because it wasn't safe for work.
It's not OSHA. It violates OSHA. Okay,
it's not OSHA
Excellent.
Approved.
Excellent stuff. But yeah, no, like, if you wouldn't stick your mouth directly on a cow's teat to suck the milk out, don't buy raw milk, because that is essentially what you were doing. Like, have you ever seen a cow piss? They get it all over themselves, including the udder. You want that in your milk? Because I don't.
Pass.
I'll pass your eyes.
Die.
No. I refuse.
You refuse?
So since January, 6 children under the age of 10 have been infected and 7 people have been hospitalized, according to state officials. This might be a hot take, but if you feed your kid raw milk, that's child abuse. Like, you are purposely feeding them shit-infested food. That's child abuse. That's why you clean the udders. Yes, you do clean the udders. However, there's no guarantee that in between the cow pissing and the milking that the udder has actually been cleaned at a lot of places. And, like, how thoroughly is it being cleaned? Oh, Fennec, don't worry. We're going to get there. We're going to get there, Fennec.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah. A bunch of people have been sent to the hospital. A bunch of kids have gotten sick with this. Florida Department of Health will continue working with Keeley Farms Dairy to ensure that effective sanitation practices are implemented consistently across every batch. So, like, pasteurization, maybe?
Yeah, maybe just pasteurize. That fixes that problem.
That's what you need to do to sanitize it. So the health department said Floridians should be aware of potential risks associated with consuming raw milk, but stopped short of issuing the same directive as the state's Commissioner of Agriculture, who encouraged Floridians to protect their health by only consuming pasteurized milk products. So the health department is not saying don't drink raw milk because fucking brainworm man is in charge. So they say in Florida, the sale of raw milk. God damn it. The sale of raw milk for human consumption is illegal, but retailers get around the ban by labeling their products as for pet or animal food only. Maybe another hot take: don't feed your pets raw milk either.
I think it's less problematic for certain pets because, like, for dogs, for instance, they have enzymes that ends up solving a lot of those problems. It's like with salmonella, where it's really, really easy for us to get it, but it's harder for, like, a cat to get it.
Yeah, but still just feed your animals real food. I don't know. But this is a statement. This is the disclaimer from the farm that it gives on its milk. It says, since federal law prohibits the sale of raw milk for human consumption, please do not discuss such use with us, as it will jeopardize our ability to sell you raw milk. So it's not don't drink the raw milk. It's don't tell us you're going to drink the raw milk. So that's this reminds me of the time when I was at the LCBO, which is where you buy your hard liquor and wine in Canada. I was there with a kid, and my kids have always liked to help with things. So they we go grocery shopping. They will carry some of the groceries around to help. So we're at the liquor store. Like, okay, here, carry this bottle of wine to the cash register for me. They would not sell it to me because a child had touched it, and that meant that there was a chance that I was going to give this child wine, so they can't sell it to me because they suspect that I'm going to sell it to an under 18-year-old. Which I think that was just bananas.
BANANAS.
But that's basically what's going on here. Is there like, because I could give my kids wine at home if I so wanted.
You just don't want to.
I don't want to because that messes with brain development. Although I have let all of them try beer because I know that beer, in most cases, the first reaction is going to be, ew, that's gross.
Mm-hmm.
So like allowing them to try it kind of takes away the, ooh, I'm doing something naughty aspect. And then they taste that it's gross and they're like, okay, well, I'm not doing something naughty and it's gross. So why would I do it? So that was my hope with that.
Okay.
And it seems to have worked so far. My child, who is at the age where parties would be concerning, is very much, I will not drink alcohol because why would I? That is just disgusting. And I actually believe that, because I've also had the conversation with them where, like, if you're at a party and things get out of hand, you will never get in trouble for calling me for a ride. Your child at party age doesn't sound like someone who likes parties. That is correct.
It doesn't sound like someone who likes
parties. I am
parties.
not concerned about this child getting into drugs and alcohol at all. Now, my other two, I could see, if there was peer pressure, I could absolutely see them falling into it. But I don't think they would be the instigators for that. The youngest two, I could absolutely see them being the instigators for that. Maybe. I don't know. One more than the other. But they're also 6 and 7 right now, so it's...
Sean says we've all had rum. It's when we have our teething age at 2 or 3. Have we all had rum?
That's a callback to the parenting thing where they would... Oh, someone redeemed a hydrate, and apparently I messed up. No, the parenting thing when a kid is teething, you rub... I've never heard it as rum. It's always been whiskey, where you rub whiskey on the gums to make it... It's kind of a numbing agent. And bonus, it puts the kid to sleep.
Dr. Blue says, when I was a Catholic child, I objected to First Communion because I was a child and couldn't have alcohol. The priest assured me that it was blood, so it was okay.
Catholics are so fucking... Okay, so that was a thing that... so Rory, if you're not familiar, we used to have a podcast together when they were a few years younger called The Bible Through a Child's Eyes. Mm-hmm. The episodes are still up, and they're kind of cute. But basically the premise was I would read the Bible to this child who... has not really been exposed to religion. Like they know that Christianity is a thing because Granny's a Christian, but like they haven't heard all the details of the religion. So I read the Bible to them and got their raw reactions, and they had very many critiques of it, and it was great. Oh yeah, so the blood thing. So while we were traveling through Europe, a lot of the things you go see in Europe are the Catholic cathedrals and other things that are run by the Catholic Church, and like museums and stuff. And every single place, like there was one place, it was just a free museum that's in Florence that has a bunch of like old maps and stuff. That was actually pretty cool. It's right beside the museum where Michelangelo's David is. Mm-hmm. And there's like a little side room off there that has their relics. Relics are so fucking creepy. It's like, here's a finger bone of some guy that we keep in a fancy container because we think it's got magic powers. And Jeez. This particular relic room in Florence has like 5 bits of John the Baptist. So it's like, and they're all in separate reliquaries in different locations in the building. So it's like, why don't you keep them in one place? Why you gotta split them up like that? Like like his fingers there, his knee bones there, his shins over there. Like, why are you spreading them around like
because
this?
if you assemble John the Baptist, you will instigate the apocalypse. You should not assemble John the Baptist.
Well, then maybe they shouldn't keep the pieces in the same spot. Because, like, that's my thing, is, like, okay, relics are fucking creepy, but even assuming that they have the magic powers that they think or whatever, like, take away the creep aspect of it, look at it from the Catholic perspective. If you're going to have 3 body parts of the same guy in the same room, why do you have to keep them separately? That's just weird. Put them in the same box. But also, I'm also, like, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt here and assuming that it's actually John the Baptist. It is absolutely not actually John the Baptist. It is some random poor person whose bones ended up there somehow. So once you add that into the mix, where 99.9% of these relics, the providence is such that they can't actually be sure that they're the people that they're supposed to be. It's just a random poor person whose bones they got. Like, that just makes it even weirder. Like, they dug up a random poor person and said, "This is John the Baptist. I have his finger." Woo!
Are we going to start assembling John the Baptist together to see if the bones match up?
Yeah. And, like, this is, like, my favorite is the Holy Prepuce. Do you know what a prepuce is?
I don't know what that word means.
It's a foreskin. The Holy Prepuce is Jesus' foreskin. There are, I think, 13 of them kicking around.
He has 13 foreskins.
Either that, or a lot of them are not the right one.
Well,
or potentially all of them are not the right one.
Honestly, I understand there being 13 of them because, I heard that we need at least 200 of them to do a marriage proposal.
But
just 183 more to go.
No, he absolutely did. That's one of the ways that we know that Matthew and Luke cannot be reconciled because, which is it? Which one's the one where they go to Egypt? And Herod kills all the babies. I forget. I get them mixed up all the time. But one of them has them fleeing right away as soon as he's born, whereas the other one has him sticking around long enough to get circumcised. And it explicitly says that he went to the temple and had the dedication or whatever, the ceremony that happens when the baby is circumcised. It explicitly said that he had that happen, and that happens at the 8th month or something. No, it's the 8th day. But then 3 months later, something happens or whatever. But that's one of the reasons what we know that they cannot be the same, because in one of the stories, they leave Bethlehem when he's 2 years old. And in the other one, they leave it when he's a couple months old at most. So yes, he was circumcised, according to the story. However, I don't think... I could be wrong on this. I don't know what the Jewish custom is, but I feel like they didn't keep the foreskins of every baby around. And how would you even find his foreskin later?
I don't know.
That's like the fucking weirdest version of the Tooth Fairy ever.
The teething fairy.
The Prepuce Fairy.
Jesus
yes,
Christ.
It's his.
No, wrong.
Oh, my favorite is
bad. Stop.
Do you know about the rings of Venus?
This sounds phallic, and I don't like it.
No, there was a Vatican historian in, I think, the 1700s who wrote a treatise. I don't know how to say that word. I've only ever read it. A treatise, I think, is how it's said. He wrote a treatise on the Holy Prepuce, and his idea was that when Jesus was circumcised, the prepuce ascended into the heavens and became the rings of Venus. So the rings of Venus are Jesus' foreskin.
How do you even come to that conclusion?
I don't know. Catholics are weird.
Fucking hell.
Venus has rings. Saturn. God damn it.
Uranus.
Uranus has a puckered ring.
How do I come to that conclusion? With some lotion, actually.
Okay. No, we need to stop making sex jokes because the next topic is the Girl Scouts of Canada, or the Girl Guides. So we can't do the sex jokes.
Are we about to go to the next topic? Yeah. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I really could not do any of this without all of you. Those of you watching, and especially those of you who support me on Patreon. I wanted to go ahead and take a minute to thank all of you who do that, because with YouTube being what it is these days, I really cannot do this full-time without the support from each and every one of you. Those people would be Red Joker, Purple Poundini, Jemshin, Britzkrieg, Jupe the Malignant, Michael, Ravalern, Mabbity Babbity, Astral Frontier, Tales of Atonement, Nixie Chan, Kiri Artemis, Limor Pinku, Love Bunny Games, Victorian Alchemist, I'm not saying the last part of that, and you know that, Aurora, Leela Ururaka, Arcton Arclacier, Kiratorian, Dren Hadamata, Jordan M, John L, Lord Bleck, Smiling Game Master, and Fire Shard. Thank you so very much. But since you're here, why not go ahead and try watching another one? There should be one that's on the screen right now. And if you are a patron of mine, I wanted to go ahead and thank you again for all of your support. There is still a video you could press though, if you'd like. I would appreciate it just a little bit.